Hey everybody, Mac Monster back with Marvel Heroes, and we don't have Ghost Rider on the chopping block. This time we have Loot on the chopping block, so we're going to be talking about the ever popular Loot. And a lot of people have been asking what they should do and what they shouldn't do, where they should go, where they shouldn't go. And it's been about a year since I did the last Loot discussion, and really a lot of my opinions haven't changed on Loot, and that's about it. Although some things have changed, they added loot tables to bosses. That's very interesting. I do like that. I just wish the loot chances were higher on those tables. I'm sure everybody else does too. So starting off with the loot, we're going to go with cube shards. And if you look at the red and green terminals, a lot of newer players ask if they should bother with these to get cube shards. There's 12 green and 12 red terminals you can run. And if you ran both of them, you can get 24 shards a day. And those cube shards can be used to buy some pretty good stuff. There's some recipes on Clea, who's the vendor, usually found out by the terminals. At least you can find her in Avengers Tower out by the old terminals. And you can get unbind medallions, create unstable molecules, reroll cosmic item, probably the biggest one there. So that's a pretty popular item, especially if you're going to be a number cruncher, because sometimes cosmic items turn out to be better than uniques. I roll with uniques because I'm outfitting like almost 40 characters, so it gets impossible to sit there and search for the ideal unique. But also on there are ghost boxes. I don't recommend them. A gourd of prestige, if you want to prestige yourself, that's how you do it. You need 10 cube shards and you get a gourd of prestige and you're level 1 again with a fancy new color for your name. And then more importantly are these fortune cards. They have some costumes and some other nifty little things you can get, pets and such, visual artifacts. But more importantly, you can get experience potions, rare item find potions, special item find potions, and the experience potions can really speed up the process, especially on a new player, how long it's going to take to level up. And if you stockpile those, you can take advantage of those. Every time you get a new character, you can start leveling them faster and, you know, use rare item find to get stuff. A lot of people ask if rare item find, special item find do work. They know the plus experience work because it's pretty basic and it's out in your face. You can tell, you can see the number, and then you can see it coming in. Rare item find and special item find are really hard to tell. They do work. They do work in massive amounts of ways. Rare item find will help create items from nowhere. So the more rare item find you have, the ability to create a white item from air happens. So it gives you a higher chance for a white item to drop, and then a higher chance for that white item to turn into a green item, and a higher chance for that green item to turn into a blue item, and so forth and so on, and a higher chance for a unique to drop. You will see more uniques. I saw more uniques, especially during this Halloween event with the Trick or Treat buff, the TOT buff, dropping when I went and achieved it at 600 rare item find than I did without it. Could have been just chance that I was lucky, but I don't think so. Because as soon as I lost it, I started getting 1 or 2 uniques, and when I had it, I was getting 3 or 4, uniques, and I liked it much better getting 3 or 4. But it could be the way that the numbers roll. So if you're new, intermediate player, I highly recommend running green and red terminals to get cube shards and pile up on some potions. Get some of the free stuff also in Mark 1s. I like the potions anyways. Free experience is just free experience. Free rare and find is free rare and find. I usually save them, like I said, for a new character. Going into legendaries. Oh, and those cube shards, you don't have to kill the mobs in the terminal. You can just click the terminal and go straight to the end of the boss, kill the boss, and you're going to get a cube shard. So you can literally blitz those down in minutes. You know, take 10-15 minutes and do all the green ones, and another 10 minutes to do all the red ones. And, you know, if you got a teleporter, it may not even take that long. Because if you got yourself all geared up and ready to go, and you're killing a cosmic boss in 5 to 10 minutes, I mean, you're going to obliterate a green boss. It's just going to die. As far as the legendaries go, when I do those, and I know I'm going to do those, sometimes what I do is when the legendary quest comes up for a terminal, I'll knock out the terminal cube shard and a legendary at the same time. Other times, I won't. I'll just blitz the legendary and move on. It really depends on if it's a new character and I'm trying to power level it so I can get the video out. That's my deciding factor. Sometimes I just do a cosmic for the legendary for the XP. Like if I'm already at 60 and I'm just leveling my my legendary item and I'm doing legendary quests, sometimes I just do a cosmic and there's an event going on where I'm getting something for doing the cosmic. You know, that's where it comes into play. So you got to be smart about what you're doing with the legendary quests as well. If you can get a benefit for doing a cosmic terminal as opposed to a red or green terminal, then get the benefit. Otherwise, I'll blitz a green to do a legendary quest, and then I just fulfill whatever I need. If I need the cube shard, as soon as I fulfill what I need for the legendary quest, I just fly right to the end, or I teleport right to the end, or I ride my bike right to the end, or whatever I got to do to get to the end as fast as possible, kill the boss, get my shard, get out. One thing about legendaries that a lot of people don't know is you can basically blitz them, like I said, like that. When you go into a treasure room, you don't have to kill the guys in there. You just have to click the treasure chest, and then you can leave. If it says kill Magneto, you don't have to kill Pyro. You have to kill Magneto. That's it. You can go bypass Pyro completely, unless you're on the story mode where you have to kill Pyro to open the door. That's a little different. But you only have to do what it specifically says. So if it says kill 50 guys, you kill 50 guys. It says kill 10 items, you destroy the 10 items. And then if it says complete a quest and you complete the quest, you're done. You don't have to do any more than that. You don't have to open up any type of part of the map or anything like that unless that's in your way. So now more on to the loot. Loot is a random drop, like I said, and it's based off of rare item find. If you want to see where your rare item find is, it's on your stats. You just got to scroll down and go past defensive and offensive stats. You got utility stats here. You got rare item find, special item find, credit find. This is all loot. Credit, the more plus credits you have per drop, the more credits you get, and it comes in phenomenally well. You can easily hit plus 60 credits a drop. I've had characters with plus 100 credits a drop, and your money starts coming in really heavy, because the average credit drops at 60 are like around 40 credits, 60 credits, and then like my Ghost Rider here is plus 24 credits a drop, so that means I'm getting 60 to 80 credits a drop. If I was at plus 100, I'd be getting plus 140 to 160 credits a drop. You can see where that's exponentially getting better credits per drop. I mean, every 10 drops of credits, that's 1,000 credits. That's going to start stacking up real fast. And there's so many places you can get credit find. You know, you can get credit find on your pet. You can get credit find on pet gear, although I don't think I have any. I think I just got rare item find or something. Not even rare item find on this guy. This guy's completely defensive and offensive. But you can get it on your pet's gearing. You can get it on Rune Enchants, I think. There's so many places you can get it. You can get it in artifacts. I think there was an artifact that had credit find. You can get it on a medallion. You can get it on definitely slot 2 and 3 gear sometimes, or not slot 2 and 3, I'm sorry, slot 4 and 5 gear. Sometimes slot 2 or 3 gear, depending on the character. I do believe there's a medallion out there, Tony Stark's, that will get credits. So you can definitely get credit up there, credit fine. I'm not sure of any other places to get credit fine except for maybe a pet. I'm working on this pet. This is pretty decent. +3 strength, +1 to movement powers. Mr. Juggernaut. And then that's basically credits. Credit fines, how that works. Special item fine. It even tells you on this link here, you know, this works on relics, costumes, runes, eternity splinters, fortune cards, and gift buffs that drop. So gift buffs usually generally denote those buffs that give you like +2 to all stats, +50% rare item find, +50% special item find. They have a couple others, but they put a little circle above your head and they last about 2 minutes. Not 100% sure if it counts on the trick or treat buff. That does seem like it's a little bit on a timed drop schedule. It very well could. It'd be interesting if it did. I can tell you when I was running at 600% special item find, I did not see any extra time trick or treat TOT buffs. So I really don't think that's affected. I can tell you that eternity splinters are definitely affected. Even if you want to follow the fact that some people feel that they are on a timer, they're not. They're on an aggregated scale. You can tell they're not on a timer because you have to kill something to get it. That's not a timer. That's an aggregated scale. Basically what happens is every action that you complete in the game takes off of a certain time limit or a certain number of actions that you have to complete in the game to get an eternity splinter to drop. Your special item find lowers that number that you have to complete. So if you got 1 point for killing a mob, if you had, say, 200 special item find, you might get 2 points for killing that mob. Or if you had to get 1,000 points, you might only need 800 points. It's an aggregated scale. That usually works into a certain time limit, but you hear people say, oh, it's like 6 to 8 minutes, or it's like 8 to 10 minutes. That's why you hear different time limits from different people. They have different special item finds, so they're finding their splinters at different rates because it's on an aggregated scale. It's not on a set time limit. Fortune cards, I haven't seen one of those drop in a long time. Costume, a couple people I know have seen one drop. So it's almost like fortune cards never drop now, and costumes are up into the super rare drop rate instead of the never drop rate. And obviously relics drop off of special item find. So that's about it. Anything that's pink that drops in the game is special item find. Rare item find is probably what you're a little bit more concerned with, so we saved the best for last because it has a chance to help you find cosmics, uniques, artifacts, but it's going to give you, like I said, it's going to have a chance to make a white out of thin air. It's going to have a chance to make the white turn into blue or green, the green into blue, the blue into purple, the purple into yellow, the yellow into orange. It's all how it's color-coded into the loot system. So if you normally have a 10% chance to make a white happen and you're running around with 300% rare item find, you probably now have a 40% chance to have a white item drop. And every time that white item drops, you probably have a chance of, say, 10% to make that white item a green item, and another 10% to make that green item a blue item, which is why you see different varying colors drop. And the more rare item find you have, the higher the chance rate of turning that item into a better item. Obviously, that starts getting on a smaller scale once you hit yellow, cosmic, orange uniques. Some feel that there's a pity timer on uniques where you get one every 2 hours anyways. I've gone 4 hours without one, so I don't believe in it. You know, I've gone a very long time. But usually when that happens, I'll go through a streak where I'll get 4 or 5 within like 30 minutes, like they start raining from the sky. So thank God for that. I think the longest I've gone without a unique is about 6.5 hours, and that was real frustrating. I don't feel like uniques are on timers. It's just luck of the draw. From what I know, any hero uniques and hero specific uniques are on different tables. So if you get any hero unique, that doesn't take up a drop rate from hero specific uniques. How that works, I'm not 100% sure because I don't believe that there is a timetable involved. And that's coming from people who believe there's timetables involved. So they believe there's timetables on both those uniques. I think that they just drop, and it's a random chance of getting one of those tables. That's what it feels like to me. Because sometimes I get both of them to drop. I'll get an any hero and a hero specific at the same time. And then I'll keep going, and 5 minutes later I'll get another hero specific, and then I'll go 4 hours without a unique. It's hard to say. It's probably more coded like Diablo 3 than we want to admit, where Diablo 3 has a table that's rolled and then a roll off that table. And it's probably got a 50 or 60% chance to roll any hero and a 40% chance to roll hero specific, or vice versa. So that's covering rare item find. Euros, they just drop when they want to drop. They don't seem to drop any better with a lot of rare item find or not. They seem to be pretty rare. Artifacts, again, they just drop when they seem to want to drop. Although they do drop in a lot more frequency with rare item find, but I don't think they take up an item slot. I think they just drop on their own. And by item slot, I mean if you get a white or a blue, it's not taking up one of those. It's not in that color coding. Now for uniques and artifacts, seeing how they tend to fall in their own coding because they're so rare. I hunt for them on X defense. I find X defense to give me the best chance of getting uniques and artifacts. I get more there than I've gotten anywhere. Midtown's been alright, but that seems to be just, you know, lucky that it happens. Even at the bosses seem to have middling loot, and X defense, I mean, that seems to be where it's at for me. You can get some pretty decent results from HoloSim if you got a good partner. I tend to solo a lot because I just go out and do what I want to do. So if you want to get a good chance at a good group, you got to go to X defense, because at least there's 5 players getting sucked in there. So maybe you'll get 1 or 2 bad players, but if you get 3 good players, you can still go a good length in X defense and still get good chances at loot. The loot off the bosses in X defense definitely feels better than any other of the bosses in the game. That being said, some terminals do have loot-specific drops. I will put a link here to the table in the forums that lists the full table. But for instance, Curse, he has Gem of the Cursed, which is an artifact. He also drops Mask of Albrum, which is any hero unique. So there's hero-specific or loot-specific drops from specific bosses on terminals. Some of those drops can happen in X defense or Midtown, but that's pretty rare. I haven't heard of that happening at all. They say it can. And by they, I mean the devs. So if you're looking for a loot and you need loot bad, I would say X defense it all the way. You can mix that up with some cosmic terminals if you're looking for specific items from those loot bosses. Although it's a Hail Mary to get those items. They're so rare. I mean, I've probably killed Dr. Doom 300 times. I got one-handed Doom from him. And I've killed Curse God knows how many times, and I've never gotten a Gem of the Cursed. So it's probably easier to grind legendaries and buy them with blessings. The blessings they use in the trade is Hela's. I'm not sure why Hela is the most popular one. You can't beat Odin's for 20% extra damage. 20% brutal strike chance just will never compete with 20% damage. Plain and simple. It's just the math isn't there. But that's what they use, and you can probably get a Gem of the Curse for 5 or 6 blessings now. It won't have good rolls, but you know, you can get one. It'll be a lot faster than just killing Curse over and over, day in, day out, and not getting one. And that comes up to events. All that is based on there not being a good event going on. If there's a good event going on, then you do the event. You know, so if there's a cosmic event going on where you can do cosmic terminals and cosmic bosses are dropping 2-3 times the loot, you roll those bosses like no tomorrow. Get a good group, and you can get into some blitzing of cosmic terminals and kill cosmic bosses all day long. You don't even need the reward chests, but sometimes those reward chests feel like they're even augmented, so they might be worth doing. That's a good question, but you know, if there's a good event going on, do the event. If there's a bad event going on, do the X defense. If you're looking for specific items, then you got to do the specific thing, but you know, you're not going to get as good loot on rolling just terminals as you would doing X defense. And that's it. So I hope it helps. I hope you guys enjoyed. And you can cut out here now, but I'm just going to show the new players exactly what I mean by blitzing a green terminal. So here we go. We got Abandoned Subway. It's perfect. I'm going to use Ghost Rider. He's got Ride. He's not a teleporter, so it won't be as fast. I got no buffs I got to put on. But all I got to do is bypass all this. I mean, Ride's probably going to kill half these mobs anyways. Oops, missed it. All I'm doing is chasing the mini-map's boss icon. Oh, and I get a unique for doing it. Look at that. Well, there's my cube shard. And he was a marvelous boss, so he was even a little bit tougher. And that's it. There's my portal. And I'm done. I could even go to the next terminal and just run that. I mean, that literally probably took a minute. So 10 minutes of your day, you can get a fortune card. And you can do that with reds, because the red's really not that much harder. And that's all it took. So, like I said, I hope it helps. Hope you guys enjoyed. Talk to everybody real soon.